Hello, class. This is my presentation about self-concept or the identity. So, your self-concept is also called your identity, and it is composed of stable ideas about who you are. So, for this slide, I chose a picture of my dog, Cleveland Browns logo. I love my dog. I love the Cleveland Browns, and I chose a picture of my siblings and I because I'm family oriented. Love my family, all about family, everything. You're all you have. The hidden area of your self-concept consists of characteristics you know about yourself but choose not to reveal to others. For this slide in specific, I chose a picture of my dad and I because, my dad was in my life my whole life, raised me my whole life, but now, speaking in current time, we are no longer close and no longer really have a relationship. Now, that's an area of my life that I decide and choose to keep hidden, but you talk to other people around me that I grew up with, other people that like knew my dad as I was growing up, you would have never thought that we would not communicate anymore. But, that's a hidden area. The open area of your self-concept are characteristics that are known to the self and others. So for this slide in particular, I chose a picture of my siblings and I when we were kids, because the open area of myself is, everyone knows that you know, growing up that I was family oriented, that I was big on family. If you knew any of us, you knew what the situation was with our family. Now, the unknown area of the self-concept is comprised of aspects of your self-concept that are not known either to you or others. So, for this slide in particular, I used a picture of my dog because when he was a puppy, like no one knew how it would go. No one knew like if he would be a good dog, if he would be, not necessarily a bad dog, but just not be a good fit for the house. And he ended up being like one of the best things that, that ever happened to me in my life personally. But during that time, no one knew. My parents didn't know. I didn't know. No one knew how the situation would end with my dog. Many aspects of our self-concept are subjective rather than objective. This means that our self-concept can be influenced by how our impressions of other of can be influenced by our own impressions of ourselves rather than the objective facts. So that means that sometimes we can see ourselves in a way that just is not true. We can think we're all that in a bag of chips, and in reality, you're not. And that's like a harsh, harsh reality for a lot of people to face because, it's easier, I guess, to see yourself in a different way. Um, you may think that something about yourself is objective, it's a fact, but that's not true. It's subjective. It's what you believe, rather than it being in a objective fact. So, I guess I didn't put a picture on here. So, yeah, lucky me. Reflected appraisal is a process in which our self-concept is influenced by how other people see us. So for this slide, I chose a picture of my nephew because it's like, I don't know, it's like he sees me as like an important person. Like he sees me as like, I don't know, man, not Superman or anything like that, but he sees me as like, an important figure in his life. And he loves like when I make him smile, laugh, like the little kid giggle where he's just giggling and giggling. Like he just, I don't know, he makes me feel good about me and it made me like want to be better like or like when I have kids like to be a better parent or like just to be better with kids overall. Your self-esteem is described as your subjective evaluation of your value and worth as a person. So I chose this picture of me playing basketball, which I know probably seems random, but during this time when I was playing sports and engaged in school and everything like that, my self-esteem was at like an all-time high. Like I was the most confident I'd ever been. I didn't even second guess myself at all whatsoever. But yeah, it's crazy. It's like the older you get, when you're not a teenager anymore, it's like you lose confidence. I know that's not true for everyone, but you know, for most of us at least. Image management is the way you act that you want to reflect a certain image. So for this slide, I chose a picture of us at the Cleveland Browns game. I don't know exactly what game that is, but I do know that we're all wearing Cleveland Browns gear. We all want to be perceived as Cleveland Browns fans. So that's the image that we're trying to reflect. So that's the gear that we decided to wear. Which seems pretty self-explanatory, but still, it's like you do that if you go, if you go to the gym, you put on certain gear. If you go fishing, you got on certain gear. If you go golfing, you got on certain gear because there's an image that you're trying to reflect. Your face is described as your desired public image. So I use this photo because I feel like I look clean cut, got on clean jeans, clean shoes. Again, nothing fancy, but I just look clean cut, well put together, well kept. And that's my desired public image. Like I don't want to look like honestly how I'm looking now. I need my hair done, but just shaggy and just, like I don't care about my personal appearance. Um, yeah. Your face work is describes the behaviors we use to project a certain image to others. So for this one, I chose a picture of my friend and I because I'm trying to project, like, like a cool guy. Like, you see the pose, man. Just like a cool, nice little pose with my friend. It's my boy, man. But yeah, so that's just why I chose that because in that moment I was trying to look like a cool guy in that photo. But in conclusion, that is my slideshow. The self-concept is very important. Your self-concept can be changed, and your self-concept is not always permanent. So, that's what I love about it because that's also what I love about life is how you can just always continue to grow and change as a person. Like no one thing or one moment defines you as a person, and that's why I chose to discover or to discuss self-concept or your identity. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.